Hey, 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 everybody. What's poppin'? It's your girl Lush back in the building again. And today we have another amazing interview. And we have Blasted Eats. Akeem Shabazz, you know him from doing a lot of stuff in the industry, in music. But now you have him he knows you know him a lot from doing stuff in the industry and in music, and he's going to be live with us in a few, and he's going to be talking to us about Blasted Eats. These are infused meals, and they are amazing, so definitely try it out. They're in New York and it's so popular right now. It tastes good and it actually makes you feel good, so you're liable to go to sleep. Liable to go to sleep, or you'll just have a change of your mood. So he's going to be live with us in a few minutes, but we're going to go talk real quick about the Bridgertons. I know a lot of you are checking out the Bridgertons on Netflix at the moment, right? And a little snippet I'm going to show you real quick.
All is fair in love and war.
Miss Daphne Bridgerton.
You have no idea what it is to have one's entire life reduced to a single moment.
The time has come for this.
Now, I know a lot of you are checking out the Bridgertons and you all are, fonding your suitors. You all are having picnics and feeling real posh with your pinky up like this, right? So I'm asking you a question. What is your Bridgerton name? Is it Lord, Lady? What is it? So check it out. It's dope. It's on Netflix. Everybody's going crazy and everybody's fighting over Simon because he's hot. So check that out. It's definitely a good watch. And we about to get the man with the plan, the man of the hour, Akeem Shabazz, the one and only CEO of Blasted Eats. But I want you to check out some of this food. It's a whole wide variety of stuff. Because a lot of people, there are medical values to, cannabis. It helps with your mood. If you're dealing with like PTSD, you have muscle spasms, things of that nature. Some people smoke it, some people drink it in liquid form, and some people eat it. And this is a eating form, and it's infused. And like I said, it's going to make you feel good. So that's some of the stuff. They got the Asian bowls, they have salads, they have egg rolls, they have popcorn, chicken, anything that you into, they have it up there. And it's on request. They have all kinds of different things. So you can definitely hit him up. He's going to get on here with us in a few seconds. So we're about to bring him in, the man of the hour. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey,
How you doing?
Lush? Good afternoon. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's an honor and a pleasure. We go way, way back.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Grinding in these streets trying to get music played and displayed.
Exactly. A lot of people know you from, being an industry guru, from promotions to a lot of these heavy record labels and things of that nature. And we got stories to tell. We're gonna get there. We're gonna talk about this food though.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. My new adventure. It kind of fell in my lap too, but it was a blessing, and I appreciate it.
Definitely. What inspired you to get into, dealing with infused food and things of that nature?
Well, my silent partner, he does treats, cookies, brownies, and things on the bakery note. So I do meal prep. I'm a trainer. I'm actually coming from training somebody right now. So I also do meal prep. So he came to me one day, we was talking, and he was like, yo, why don't you do food infusion? And I'm, totally oblivious to it. I haven't touched cannabis at that point since 2010. And so he came to me and he was like, yo, won't you try to infuse food things? So I'm like, okay, first of all, you're gonna have to educate me on this. I'm not abreast of how to do the infused food thing. So, over like a week, we had conversations. He told me how things is done, how you make the butter, to how you go about preparing food, what to look out for, what not, how to go about making it the best that it could be. So outside of that, I did my own research. I started going online and I started asking questions from a few people that I already know that's doing it. And they gave me their intel and everything. And then through trial and error, I started doing it. And in the process, I got acclimated to indulging in cannabis because I haven't since 2010. So through the process,
trial and error, right? Trial and error.
yes, through trial and error, I was actually getting blasted. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, "So what you gonna name the brand?" And at that moment, I wasn't really like, how could I put it? I didn't have that plan of action in play yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I just said, "Yo, I'm gonna call it Blasted Eats," because I be getting blasted just tasting this shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
he was like, yo, that's hot, but run it by a few people, see how it roll off the tongue and everything like that. And that's how it came about, and I wasn't indulging, but man, all my peoples do, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, listen, man, I'm doing this food infusion thing, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna let you try it out and tell me what you think.
Exactly.
Now, I pretty much at that point had the taste thing down because, like I said, through trial and error, because I wanted to taste good. I've tasted in the past edibles, and it was like the presence of the cannabis.
It overpowered
overrode,
yeah.
What you were eating, and I didn't want that. I wanted it to be something that somebody can taste and be like, this tastes good. And then, as time goes on, it start to kick in and they be like, okay, this is official. You know what I'm saying? So I had went through that process, but I have a very, very, very low tolerance. So I didn't know how the kick was going to be. So I had to bring it to my dudes. My dudes is greedy anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I brought them some food and they was eating and they was like, yeah, yo, it tastes great, bro. You know how to cook.
And then he was asleep.
It ain't kicking in yet. So I said, yo, dog, relax. Give it about 35, 40 minutes, man. And you gonna feel something. I guarantee you're gonna feel something. So, like in the conversation that we had, I told you, I gave plates away. And I'm waiting to hear from people, but I'm not hearing from them immediately. 2 hours, 3 hours go by, nobody's hitting me back. I'm like, yo, what's going on here? So, many hours later, I get a call back. And bro,
what's the response?
Yo, you know how his brothers in NY talk. Yo, I ate the whole plate. Now, I tell people, I give instructions. I tell people, listen, eat half the plate first. Sit, let it marinate in your system because it takes a while to hit your bloodstream. Let that happen. If you don't feel nothing, to eat the rest of the plate because I give a whole waffle and I give, like, depending on the size of the wings, 4 to 5 wings. And I basically told them, listen, like relax, like just eat half. These brothers get in greed mode and they eat the whole plate. So they calling me back hours later after they done ate the plate, went to sleep, got totally knocked out, and then they telling me like, yo, I'm still high. I slept for about 4-5 hours and I'm still high. And they thought that I was gonna, have some kind of concern about it, like, I might have to remix it or something. I said, oh no.
You
That's
warned
what
them.
Blasted
You
Eats
warned
is
them.
all about. Look at the root word. The root word is
Blasted Eats.
Okay? I ain't say this ain't nice eats. This is blasted eats. So you got blasted. You still high, right? All right. Did you smoke anything? Nah, man, I ain't smoke. I'm too high to smoke anything. So I said, it serves its purpose. Now you eat your weed. You know what I'm saying? You save your lungs something.
Exactly.
And it's at a point now where people, when they buy plates from me, they don't even smoke that night. They don't even, because I had a couple of guys who had an experience, like my boy Jay. He lived down the block from me. Big guy, about 325. He like, yo, I'm going to smoke. Him and his girl bought a plate. Yo, I'm going to smoke a little something. They in the car and everything. I'm going to smoke a little something. Then I'm going to eat it because, the smoke's going to build up my appetite. And I'm like, yo, bro, listen, you don't need to do that. Just eat half the plate, chill, relax for a second, wait a while, and you're going to feel all you need to feel.
Exactly.
Nah, he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
He smoked and he ate?
He smoked with his boy and his girl. Then he went home, did the Netflix and chill thing.
Oh, my God.
Decided to eat while he was watching the movie. Long story short, he fell asleep. His girl fell asleep. And, yo, Jay, I'm sorry, bro, because I know you probably going to see this on the Instagram page. But if what you told me is correct, I ain't got no filter. You told me you wet yourself, bro.
Oh, my God.
He fell asleep, lost all control of his bowels.
Wow.
That was like 15 funny ass minutes. I ain't gonna lie. I said, yo, dude, did you eat half the plate and check it? He said, nah. I said, bro. He's like, nah, yo, but I be eating these edibles and people always telling me and it don't be kicking in. And I'm like, listen, man, this is already tested already. You know what I'm saying? I've already dealt with people who's veterans. You know what I'm saying? That done told me that it hits. So when I tell you something, you got to listen to me and take it for what it's worth.
Exactly.
So now, in my packaging, I done went to the print shop, put my brand on the cartons, and so now it says, eat responsibly.
Exactly.
And on top of that, I'm actually giving them a piece of paper telling them to eat gradually and wait until 35 to 40 minutes to touch your bloodstream, and you'll get a feel, for whether it's hitting you or not.
So you can see the effects of it before you attempt to, take some more, eat some more bites.
Yeah, because our people is greedy. Something tastes good and sweet to the tongue. They going in. You know what I'm saying? And then
eating the whole plate in 0.5 seconds.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I had another case with my boy Soji. I told you the story. Soji. I give him this the first time I gave him cookies. I get to his house. He gets in my car. I pass him the cookies. I had already busted it open because I wanted him to smell it. To smell it, to smell it, the cannabis in it. So I'm going and I'm turning away because I'm looking for something. So I'm telling them, I'm like, yo, listen, eat a quarter cookie. And before I could finish telling him everything, he stuffed the whole cookie in his mouth. Now, the cookies that was made for him were big cookies. Like if you ever seen the size of those oatmeal cookies that they come in a little plastic carton, they come for like $1. Got like 6 to 8 cookies in there. These cookies was as wide as those cookies. I say they were about 4 inches wide. about 1.5 inches, close to 2 inches thick.
Wow.
He done stuffed the whole damn thing in his mouth. So I'm like, oh, bro, you tripping.
Ooh.
He like, nah, yo, same thing. I be eating these edibles. I'm like, all right, bro. All right, listen, man. It's going to kick in. I told you, and I gave instructions from my man because my silent partner, he grows.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, he grows in a state that's legal.
Yes.
So leave me alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Exactly.
And he told me, he's like, yo, tell Soul, these cookies are strong. Yada this, the butter in it is strong. This, that, and the third. I take him to the bank. He gets me the money for the cookies. In the process of doing that, he eats another cookie.
What?
I took a piece of a cookie just to taste it. He ate the rest of that cookie, so he got 2 cookies in him. We go back to the house. We chilling. We watching what was it? Paid in Full. Watching Paid in Full. And at first, I'm hearing them giggle at every little line in the movie and everything. So I said, okay, he back in 86 mode, like he done smoked some Reggie.
Exactly.
So that was cool. But then after a while, watching the movie, and I just hear a weird noise come from him. Now I'm sitting in front of him, he's behind me. And I hear him go, woo. So I look back at him, and I just start smiling. I'm like, yeah, them cookies is about to kick his ass. I'm about to enjoy this. So I'm just smiling. I'm watching the movie. And then about 5 minutes later, I hear him sit up on the couch, and then he does it again. This time, it was a little bit more aggressive. It was more like, woo, woo.
Oh my God.
So now I'm gone. Because I said, I ate my little piece of cookie. He had some Casamigo at the crib. So I said, because for me, when I was smoking, to balance marijuana high, I used to get real goofy on marijuana. That's why I used to just do it at home. I didn't want nobody seeing me under that situation.
Yeah.
I would use alcohol, like a beer or drink, to help balance it out for me, and that worked for me. So I'm good. Even though I only ate a small piece, I was still feeling it. But I'm good because I'm sipping on some Casamigo.
Okay.
So I'm in giggle mode. I'm dying now. I'm on the floor. So I'm like, yo, so you all right? He like, nah, man, I don't feel too good, man. So I say, yo, get up, walk around. Get up, start walking around. His walking motions turned into Indian war dance, where he's basically bouncing around, walking around, flapping his hands like this and shit.
Oh my God.
I'm losing it. Anybody that seen me work out know I do a crazy ab exercise. I'm laughing so hard it felt like I just did a crazy ab exercise. But then I'm on the floor. I don't know if he thought that was an invitation for him to hit the floor. He falls on the floor face first and start crying. So now I'm getting a little worried. If anybody ever watched Pulp Fiction, you seen the scene where the person overdosed and the white guy in the robe, pure panic mode and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was me.
Wow.
I'm like, shit, man. And then he starts saying to me like, yo, you ever heard of anybody overdose on marijuana? And I start laughing again. Bro, you should know that better than me because that's like a big brother of mine. He's a music mentor. He's a music producer. He's credited with working with
Mhm.
Diddy, Suge, everything.
Yes.
I kind of got put on the marijuana from him as a teenager.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
So I'm like, you should know that better than I did.
Mhm.
And so, you know, he started tripping out. Long story short, I had to pretty much like full Nelson his ass into the bathroom
Pour some water on his ass.
and let it run down on him and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna wake his ass up.
Wake him up. Because he
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
I didn't plan on staying long. I
Oh, okay.
planned on chilling, having me a drink and bouncing. But
Hey.
you know, he kept saying to me, yo, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. So I had to end up staying for like 2 hours. But in the process, he was telling me, yo, you might have to take me to the hospital, and I'm scared.
He thought he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, he's basically going through it. He's having an anxiety attack. And I'm telling you,
Man.
I'm in pure trainer mode now. I'm like in through the nose, out through the
Out
mouth.
through the mouth.
Deep breaths.
Wow.
He's not doing it. He's just breathing out of his mouth, still panicking and stuff. You know, so the water, you know, the cold water kind of hit him, and you know, after some minutes, he calmed down, and 2 hours later, you know, he was good, and that was a good laugh all the way to hell home for me. You know, I had a 45 to hour ride, and I'm laughing my ass off. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention, I'm driving through the streets 25 miles an hour because I'm blasted off of Blasted and Casamigo.
You had the blasted and the drinks. Oh my God.
Exactly. So I'm just like, yo, you know, I ain't even touching the highway. You know, I'm taking the scenic route home. So in it, you know, I tell people now, like, let me know what you think your tolerance level is.
Exactly. So you
know what I'm saying? Because I'll lighten up the brush strokes. I am not going to weaken the value of the butter.
Exactly.
The secret is in the butter. I done sold pounds of butter. You know what I'm saying? They come with instructions and everything, but I done sold pounds of butter because people know the butter's official. They know they ain't got to hit it too heavy.
Definitely. And if you're joining us right now, we're talking to Akeem Shabazz, the one and only. You know, he's been heavy in the music industry, and he has several other businesses. But today's business we're talking about is his amazing food called Blasted Eats, and it's Blasted Eats, Blasted_Eats 718 on Instagram, on IG, and the food is everything. Like, you're going to eat the food. You're going to feel good. You're going to sleep well. You're going to have undisturbed sleep. Okay.
And the only side effects is that it's going to increase your appetite.
Yes.
And you're going to get horny.
Yeah.
No way around that. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. You know, I don't know what my man, how he makes that happen. I never got horny off of marijuana, but I'm telling you right now, after I have it, just testing it, I feel like I done took some testosterone boost or something. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it to you this way. Wifey, she's a satisfied camper. When I'm doing my infusion test processes, she be like, so you gonna try something today? Cause it works. You know what I'm saying? It definitely gets your hormone. And from what I understand, it works the same way with females as well. Because I've been told the same thing.
So if those
are the only side effects. You're gonna, you know.
I don't think it's a side effect to me. I'm like, okay, boom, you're eating good, right? You're eating good food, right?
Yes,
Number two, if you were a person that was losing weight and had issues with gaining weight, it'll help you, you know, gain weight if you wanted to eat, right? And then number three, it'll improve your sex life. So if your mojo was low, it'll take your mojo right up.
I have a couple of guys at the gym that's now, you know what I'm saying? They are Blasted Eats members, and they eat it like 3 times a week. because they trying to put pounds on. I got guys,
Mm.
you know, in competition and stuff like that, and in a lot of competitions they don't test for marijuana. They do test it for PEDs and other things like that. So it's working for them. It's working for them. I mean, outside of the, you know, the growing pains of the process, I haven't had any complaints, and I definitely didn't have any feedback telling me that they didn't feel the effects of eating it. And I'm cooking it with fresh food. As you said, I'm doing teriyaki bowls. Tonight I'm trying beef stew for the first time. I do pizza pusher. I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
Hey, it's all friendly competition here, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? I done tasted your pizza already, so I already know what I need to do. Trust and believe, you know. So you're doing pizza, you know, a whole bunch of finger food. So I tell guys, like, you know, if you're going out, can't really go out really during COVID, but in certain markets, you know, Connecticut, New Jersey, you know, they doing venues and stuff like that. I tell people, like, you know, don't come to me on an empty stomach with that, because the food is good, and if you got an empty stomach, you're gonna end up eating the whole plate.
Exactly.
Have something in your system. Come see me before you about to go hit the venue, and that way you ain't got to worry about how you not gonna smoke or nothing while you in the club. You know what I'm saying? You eat a little bit of food, you go in the club, you have your drinks, you go and get nice, and then, you know, save something. You know what I'm saying? For when you coming home, if you're coming down, which I doubt, because you know the one thing about the body high as opposed to the head high is it lasts longer. The body high definitely lasts longer. With a head high, you know, it goes straight to the brain.
Yes.
And from the brain, it's allowed into the bloodstream.
Yes.
With the body high, it's going to your bloodstream, then to your brain. So your brain is the last to react to the THC and the, you know, going through your system. And so it's going to last longer.
And also with the enhancement of drinking alcohol on top of it, because any type of liquid from the newer like edibles that I've seen, you add any type of liquid, it like enhances it more.
Oh, definitely. Much like ecstasy and Molly, which are acid-based drugs. If you take anything that has sugar or acid in it, it induces the high. It boosts it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you see people and they take those type of drugs, and then you see them drink a soda, you see them drink some orange juice, mainly orange juice, it's going to induce it. And, you know, the cannabinoids work the same way. There's certain nutrients that the cannabinoids feed to. One main one is fats. So anything that contains levels of fats in it, the cannabinoids are going to feed on it. So if you go and you eat some food on top of it, say you have some fats, you done ate my chicken and somebody else asked you to eat their chicken, you can very well get a boost because it feeds off of the fats. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I have to give paperwork. You know, I got because it's a food science, you got to give instructions.
Exactly.
You know, because I don't want nobody knocking on my door as a result of you doing some things you shouldn't have been doing.
Exactly.
You've been given instructions. So
exactly.
You know, with the plate, it ain't nothing crazy. It's, you know, a few lines tell you what you need to do and what not to do.
So yeah, and so for you guys joining us, we're talking to Akeem Shabazz, and he is the owner and operator of Blasted Eats. You can find him on Instagram, blasted_eats 718 on Instagram, and the food is infused with THC cannabis. But he has
the best.
and some of the best, and it's different levels. He's out in the in upstate area in New York, and also in New Jersey, with different areas. So you can definitely give him a call, hit him up. They do make deliveries, and so you just contact them, and they can make it per order. But like he suggested, eat before you eat that. It's just something to supplement what you already ate already. And give you that same kind of mellow, feeling, whether you're dealing with muscle spasms,
Yes.
you got headaches, or you just trying to get some sleep, or you just trying to be mellow, anxiety, you take, a couple of bites and see how it works with your system. And then you take more bites when you feel like it's catching up, but do not eat the whole plate in one
Definitely
take.
don't eat the whole plate.
Definitely
don't eat
the whole plate.
Because you get a nice side. See, what I want to explain is everything is infused.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you buy chicken and waffles from me,
Mm-hmm.
the chicken is infused.
The waffles infused.
I literally infuse the chicken, whether it's a tender or a bone.
Mm.
Because what I don't want, a lot of times when people use, the butter and the oil, you just taste it on the outside.
Mm.
And some people might not react to food that way. They might be able to tolerate it with sweets because it's sweet. So your palate may react to it differently than it might with food. So
exactly.
Really, like I got boxes of syringes in my house.
So when you infuse
so
the
it is infused.
okay.
And then it's like with the chicken and waffle, the chicken is hit with it. The sauce on the chicken
is hit with it.
And you can get it with or without sauce.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? That way you can, go at, at your own discretion.
But so you get chicken and waffles, right? So you get chicken and waffles. So you can have the sauce on the side, but the chicken itself is already infused regardless, right? The chicken is already infused. So
if you tell me you have a low tolerance, I won't infuse the chicken though.
Okay. So
I'll just infuse the sauce.
But if you do
the sauce, my sauce is already made infused.
Yeah, but if
I make the sauce myself.
But if you put the sauce even more, like you can get even like depending on how much sauce you put on there, you can get an extra high.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I've had cats that came by that's like, your son can I don't want a meal and shit, but how much you charge me for some syrup?
Oh, okay.
Because the syrup is infused.
Okay.
The waffle is infused too. When I make the batter, and may I add, I do exotic waffles like red velvet waffles, marble cake waffles, apples and cinnamon waffles. I don't just do regular waffles. I'm really looking at this from a culinary factor. So I'm going out the box. Like when I first started, I started doing regular waffles. But people that know me to cook, I cook with love. So I'm really trying to give y'all a product that y'all can appreciate. So I do a lot of cake batter waffles.
Okay.
So I'll pick up some lemon meringue for lemon meringue pie and make waffles with that. I'll buy some red velvet cake mix and make red velvet cake with it. I'll buy marble cake and do marble cake. And then some of the other ones I just use regular batter, and I, my strawberry waffles, the apples and cinnamon. Those are things that I do myself, where I have to get strawberries, grind them up, put in the batter and stuff like that. So the waffle is actually infused with I don't put the butter in the waffle batter. But what I do is I put the keef into the waffle batter. Because it gives the keef as opposed to the butter gives it a different flavor in a sense, you know what I'm saying? And then I don't want everything to be oily. Again, I am a personal trainer and health and fitness coach, strength and conditioning coach. So I am conscious about ingredients and everything. So I don't want everything to have the butter in it. So I don't put the butter in the waffle. But the syrup is infused with butter and keef as well. Okay. So everything's all infused.
Everything's in infused. I mean, it's definitely good food. And like I said, he gives you instructions. And if you're in New York, you're in the Jersey area, and you're interested, just hit him up. Like, I mean, it's dope
Yeah,
food.
I do catering as
Yeah,
well. I
catering and
do
all that
food
stuff.
platters. I
Yeah.
do food platters as well as plates. So if you having an event and you want to have a Snoop Dogg / Wiz Khalifa type event where it just get lit, hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up. Let me know who your party goers are. Let me know how they rocking, and I might even switch. I might even make like a platter of it lighter, and then I might make it a platter for those who have a stronger tolerance. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But there's no way that you're not going to get high.
Exactly.
It's just a matter of how high.
How high? How high do you want to get? I get high, high, high every day.
Exactly.
So let me stop.
Exactly. You might think I'm
Ooh.
growing the bud with the dead body like in the movie How High with Method Man and Redman.
That was a funny
I have
movie,
no
man.
responsibility to that, but my partner who does the growing, he actually is in the Massachusetts market, and he teaches classes. So he knows what he's doing, and we work with strands like GMO, wedding cake. I'm actually having runts coming in this week. So we're using really, really high strains. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to give you guys what y'all want, which is to get high.
Well, and I think also too, besides just the food, like, because so many people, kind of like demonize cannabis and all that stuff, but there's so many like medical, like, benefits of cannabis, and there's a lot of doctors that are actually prescribing it now to get people off of medicine, because sometimes the medicine has a lot of more side effects than actually cannabis, and cannabis is natural. But you can grow. You have different strands. You have higher grades that are specifically tailored and hybrids to different illnesses like glaucoma, cancer,
Yes, ma'am.
muscle spasms, anxiety,
Joint pain.
joint pain.
I'm a classic example of the joint pain factor because through the years, I've obtained injuries. You know what I mean? And like I have I have leg injuries and I feel pain. I've had surgery on both knees, and I actually was taking glucosamine as for joint relief. But upon going to see my doctor, he told me that my sugar levels was rising, and me taking the glucosamine was putting me at a risk to have diabetes later on in life.
Wow.
Not right now, but later on in life. I would only take the glucosamine when I'm actually feeling pain, which would normally be like towards the end of the week. You know what I'm saying? I didn't, because I work out 5 days a week. So, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I start feeling, a little joint pain and stuff like that. And funny enough, when I take it, because my partner, he experiences the same thing. He used to give me his cookies. Like, dude, I eat my cookies and I don't be feeling the joint pain anymore. And so he put me onto that, and I eat his cookies now. I don't take glucosamine no more for joint pain. So make no mistake, our bodies are all different. Our chemical DNA makeup is different. But I know it to work for me, and I know it to work for plenty others, because people buy cookies from them as a result.
Exactly.
So it does work. It can. I have somebody that buy plates from me every Friday now because she's in remission right now. But she actually had cancer, and I used to get bud for her. But where she had cancer at is in the nasal area. So the smoking used to cause real problems for her in her nasal area. So when I told her about the blasted eats thing, she was like, okay, that sounds like something that I need to do, because although the smoking helps, initially while she's smoking, she's aggravated in her nasal area. So now she buys 2 plates. She breaks it down. She'll eat half a plate a day, and it helps her sleep, and it helps her with her situation. She's in remission right now. But her doctor told her basically to keep doing whatever you're doing, because she's not touching medication no more. She's looking into the holistic world and everything like that. She doesn't want to touch medication at all. So let nobody tell you that marijuana doesn't have medicinal properties in it. It definitely does. There's no mistake in that. It's just we live in a society where pharmaceutical supersedes everything. It's not just an industry, it's a structure of power. Okay? These pharmaceutical industries like Pfizer and Johnson and Johnson, these are very powerful people.
Exactly.
You know, I can go on for days and tell you how they move and they flex their muscles on the game. I'll give you a classic example of one. Jeff Bezos and 2 other very rich partners in business tried to put together a system where they can first offer the employees, before they was going to bring it to the masses, ways of being able to get medication cheaper. It was basically a cheaper form of insurance. They just pulled out of business after 3 months. They just pulled out last week. I seen it on the news because of the strength that the pharmaceutical world, they're not going to let you come into their world and
monopolize, because they're already monopolized. They're not going to allow you to come in. Yes,
exactly. You know what I'm saying? And there's countless other examples of the strength of the pharmaceutical world. So they're not going to let you or tell you that herbs and things that we can get from nature can heal us of our issues, because that would make their business obsolete.
But I mean, it's even the same thing with like you know, even with what we're dealing with now with COVID. Like, I mean, a lot of people that I know that's in a holistic life right now, you know, we've been taking supplements and different things to, you know, build up our immune system, and that's helped us through the, you know, not to say that you won't get COVID, but at least it'll help. Prevention is even better than the cure sometimes, you know. And exactly. So, you know, they're not going to sit here and say, oh, you can use this, you can use that. They're going to say, oh, use this drug, you know, because people are making money at the end of the day. But
exactly.
I will tell you, yeah, and I tell you all this, that, you know, don't get spooked by what people say, oh, this is bad, it makes you dumb. There are people that are scientists. There are people that actually sit here and study these strands specifically for medical benefits. So
listen, the science on marijuana is incredible.
Exactly.
Because anytime it's broken down where they have titles for it, like, oh, you want to smoke sativa or indica, or do you want to smoke hybrid, which is a combination of sativa and indica? That tells you there's people that have knowledge about what they're doing. It is a science, bottom line. And let's not forget, cannabis is an herb. It's an herb. And these herbs are placed out here for us, for healing purposes. And because I take herbs, and shout out to my man Mental Supreme. He just opened up a herb shop out in Port Chester in Long Island.
Oh wow. That's
yes. And he's doing incredible out there, because he's worked with people who have caught COVID and they was able to manage it, you know, by taking certain herbs. So he's been educating me on that as well. But
definitely.
You don't need, you know, drugs are acidic properties. If you studied or ever heard of Dr. Sadie, a few other doctors, they tell you acid properties don't work in the body well. They destroy the body. So
definitely. Sometimes they can eat at the body. So, you know, We gotta definitely stay up with our bodies and what helps us and what doesn't. And for those people that don't know, what sativa actually has properties to kind of keep you up, while the indica actually relaxes the body. You can either use it for sleep and things of that nature. So
Exactly.
um, so like I said, they have different properties. It's all about doing your research, see what works for you. And they have doctors now, that can subscribe stuff for you and kind of tell you what works for you. And some of the people that work at the places that distribute, I can't even say the word,
Distribute.
distribution,
I'll say it for you.
distribution area. Look at that. PTSD, I swear to God, I blame it on that. Distribution areas, they have highly educated experts there that can kind of walk you through what's new. But I definitely, I think with the smoking and stuff, especially people that have like asthma or any type of lung issues, or even with this COVID thing, if you can stay away from smoking it and just whether you can drink it, eat it, the best for you that works for your body is the best way, because smoking alone causes issues to your lungs and stuff like that. So
exactly.
just
And you know what's that? I've had these arguments with guys since
mm-hmm.
I started the Blasted Eats.
Mm-hmm.
You got marijuana smokers
Mm-hmm.
that will take it to their grave saying that smoking it doesn't harm them. Anything that you light that can create black smoke, that black smoke is carcinogens. Carcinogens have effects on the lungs. So don't say, it ain't like, I smoke cigarettes and stuff. If you smoking weed like a person smokes cigarettes, you're damaging your lungs. I can't tell you at the level of which is worse, but I can tell you're causing harm to your lungs. So that's why I actually came up with the idea that I might make my slogan, I eat my weed. You know what I mean? Because that way you do it in moderation.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be affecting organs.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the fact that you eat it passes through your kidneys,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, you're not going to have the same kind of effects. And like Lush said, there's medicinal properties in marijuana, so you'll be surprised. There's THC flushes out here where people use them to flush their systems out.
Yes.
There's shakes that people make with and I'm actually going to experiment in that, especially being that I'm into the fitness field.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be like reading up on that in the months to come, and I'm definitely going to try that out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, in the fitness world, you got people that don't only just lose weight. You got people that's looking to bulk up.
Yeah, to bulk up and gain weight.
And it's not just us guys. When people say bulk up, they automatically thinking muscle up guys. A lot of chicks out here that want to put some things on their hips.
And they're doing competitions too. A lot of them are doing like weightlifting a lot now.
Yes, because the fitness world is one of the top 5 fastest growing industries.
Mm-hmm.
You'll have a lot of models that'll tell you. I've went away from the print modeling world and I'm into the fitness modeling world, where they're actually in competitions, they're in magazines. They're doing runway because fitness apparel has grown
exactly
by 600% in the last 12 years.
Wow.
So, yeah, because people want to look good while they're in the gym.
Exactly.
And like I said, I got females that, Akeem, man, I'm just gonna, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I want this shit because I'm trying to pack shit on my ass.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need your glute program and a plate of this food right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I primarily train females. You know what I mean? Guys are kind of a headache to deal with. That testosterone just be all in the air, and you don't really get to your goal and whatnot. And then they think that you train them for a month or two, they know all they need to know. Nah, bro. I teach in stages. It's a lot to learn from me.
Definitely. And I wanted to ask you about as you transition in, because as we're transitioning, I've seen the growth. People are living longer nowadays. People are more concerned about their health and how they're living. They're getting back into the holistic practices and stuff like that. What have you seen in the fitness, like with trends when it comes to like people now moving into 2021?
Not eating meat.
Mm.
Not eating meat. Like one of the biggest things in the fitness world is right now is vegan supplements.
Oh, okay.
And people teaching how you can gain muscle, from with because I used to think the same thing. Like, damn, I need that ribeye, bro, because I'm going to do chest and back tonight. I'm gonna need that red meat protein. That is bull. That is bull. That's all in your head. There's protein factors. I've eaten beans and nuts and had more strength and had more endurance than eating a steak.
Mm.
Red meat will make you tired. Anything heavy will make you tired.
And
So
it's
if
longer
you
to
go and
process in the body too, right?
Huh?
It's harder to process in the body.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one 6-ounce steak can take as long as 36 hours to digest, and you don't really fully get it out of your system until after 64. So that's what we gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm eating 3-5 meals a day. Okay, but you got to learn how to manage those 3 to 5 meals. They can't be 3 to 5 2,000 plus calorie meals. So, for one, because the body's only going to accept certain amount of protein anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The rest of it is going to become wasted food that you ate because you're not going to get the nutrients out of it that you need to. So that's why you see, people that's in competition, you'll see these real little tiny bowls. They may eat often, but they real little tiny bowls, and you really want to keep those bowls down into the 350 to 500 calories.
Exactly.
Because depending on how much energy you burning, your body only needs, if you're not working out on a regular basis, your body needs nothing more than 2,000 calories a day total. I would say 1,800 is the more precise mark. So you have to understand that if you go in the gym, you get on that treadmill, put your hands on there so you can know how many calories you're burning. And because if you're eating, your body needs 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
Do those 3 meals. If you're eating 3,200 calories, then you got 1,200 plus calories. And if you're trying to lose weight, you definitely got that 1,200 calories plus whatever calories you need to burn, which is basically a good workout is you can burn anywhere from 250 to 400 calories. A lot of people be like, man, I can't. Yes, you can. You just got to be willing to do some cardio.
So for tips for women, right? Okay, as we're moving, everybody want to get that summer body, even though we don't know if we're going to really see something like that. But we still going to put on our little, cute outfits. So for women, because as we get older, like I'll be 40 in March. Like as we get older, our metabolism slows down so much, right?
Everybody's do.
But they said,
truth be told, a man's body metabolism slows down quicker than a woman's.
Wow.
Downhill from a man starts at 20 in their 20s.
Wow.
Like you're at your peak in your metabolism when you're around 25. A man's metabolic cycles is somewhere in between 7 to 8 years. So every 7 to 8 years, your metabolism either rises when you're young, but ours begin at 25. So ladies, when we can't do sexually what we used to when we were 25, don't blame us.
Blame the metabolism.
Blame the Most High. He made us this way. He made us this way. So I might not be able to give you those 3 rounds like I used to.
You better get that first
round.
You better get that first
That
round.
1 round is going to be amazing. I'm putting everything into it.
Or you gonna have to pull that Kevin Hart one. Do it. Schedule the 8th. The 8th of the month. But exactly. That's the 8th, don't look for nothing else. Oh my God.
But that's not our fault. That's just we peak in our in our ability to burn energy at 25. Our strength is a different story. A man's strength peaks in his 40s.
And also I found that men have started to have like low estrogen also.
Yes.
Okay.
But see, guys, they don't want to hear that. They don't want. They don't even want to accept the fact that they have estrogen levels in their body. That keeps the balance in your body. That keeps the balance in your body. You know, and but to be honest with you, nowadays men are having a lot more estrogen in their bodies as they get older. Because of the foods we're eating.
Exactly.
People have to understand, cow is a female animal. Chicken is a female animal. So they're going to have female hormones. You eat enough of that, you're going to have an overflux of animal estrogen in you. Not to mention that they add estrogen
in the food.
In the growing of the animals.
Yes. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that's why you're seeing a lot of guys, A and B cups.
Man titties.
I'm dead serious.
We still love you out there, man titties, but some people have man titties.
I'm 52. I'll be 53 in March. But my chest don't indicate that. Why? Because I refuse to let them drop. I do chest exercise. I make sure I hit the bottom of my chest, middle of the chest, and the top of my chest. That's not happening with Akeem. I'll be 80 years old. They're gonna say, damn, OG, she looking great for 80. Because I'm getting down there, I'm doing my push-ups, I'm bench pressing, and I do my lateral pressing.
But you've always, even when we dealt with like the music industry and stuff, you've always been into fitness and stuff, and as a personal fitness guru. The thing I wanted to ask for women, and maybe this might be personal for me, as women, even though like as our metabolism slow down, but we, what we eat can affect, because we can lose a lot of weight just off of the food we eat, just dropping the food, right? Certain food that we eat. And then, supplemental is the working out and stuff like that to burn, right? And to tone up. So for women going into like, what do you think are certain things that they should just, number one, stay away from as they're getting older? And is certain people's metabolism or the way they're set up, should they eat certain things, or it's just, because some people, they could say, oh, you need to eat more meat. Like, it's just like their body is set up where they have to eat more meat. Or some people, like, they have to eat these certain veg, or certain vegetables are not good for them, for their certain body type. So can you elaborate on that?
And everything like that. Outside of the managing your carbs, managing your sugar, and those things work hand in hand, because we believe your body doesn't require a lot of carbs. We eat carbs for energy, but it doesn't require a lot of carbs. And when your body takes what it needs in terms of carbs, everything else out of that carb you ate converts to sugar. So be mindful of your sugar intake. Be mindful of your carb intake. Outside of that, might come as a surprise, but I'm gonna break it down as to why I'm telling you this. Water. Women need to be mindful about how much water they're drinking when they're talking about losing weight and toning up, and I'm gonna explain to you why. Women, y'all give birth to children. So y'all retain water a lot better than we do. So don't go and listen to these male trainers and tell you need to be in the gym drinking a gallon of damn water, because we'll piss that out. Water goes through our body much quicker than it does y'all. Y'all retain water for those purposes, for the purpose of menstrual cycles and childbearing. Y'all bodies are built differently. So be mindful about how much water you drink. Sugar, carbs, water. And then the next thing y'all gotta not do is stop trying to be conscious of sweating. Sweating is what you need to do to build heat up in the body that's going to allow you to burn those calories. But not only that, sweating is the way you get rid of your toxins in your body.
Exactly.
It's an expiratory function to excrete.
Exactly.
You excrete three ways: you piss, you shit, and you sweat. So whatever properties you have in you that can't come out in your urine, can't come out in your stool, you need to try to let it out in your sweat.
Exactly.
So be mindful, especially on when you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to tone up, how much water you're taking in. And the last thing, and this is something that a lot of women don't do, they're not mindful of how much iron they're putting in their body. Especially during your menstrual cycle. You need iron, you need zinc, you need calcium, because you lose all of those properties when you go through that cycle. So you have to make that a part of your daily factor. Most iron, zinc, calcium, like vitamins, they come in low dosages. So, taking it every day or taking it on days that you exercise, you're not going to have too much iron in you. And what a lot of people don't understand is when you boil your vegetables, you're taking a lot of iron out of it. Because most vegetables have iron in it. But when you boil vegetables as opposed to steaming them, you're taking vitamins, minerals, nutrition properties out of that food. Like, I didn't know what I was doing when I was a kid, but when my mother used to boil the vegetables and everything, when everybody finished eating, I used to tell my mom, like, yo, can I drink the juice? I didn't know why I liked drinking veggie juice. But that was Allah's way of telling me, listen, you just ate all that succotash and you ain't getting shit out of it. Boy, you better go drink that juice. And I can honestly say, like I said, I'm 52 years. I've never.
I think you muted yourself.
No, I didn't mute myself. Somebody called me after I done pretty much texted everybody I need to talk to and told them, do not call me between the hours of 3 and 4. And that's my daughter, but I got to take her to a doctor's appointment. So I know why she's calling me.
Okay. Yeah. We're about to wrap up in a few.
But where was I again?
So yeah, you were talking about drinking the juice of the vegetables that you like after the succotash.
Yeah, I know what. I'm 52 years old. I can honestly say, outside of athletic injuries, I've never really been sick. Like I don't know what it's like to have the common cold, really, because I don't catch it. And I've had, respiratory situations, because I'm allergic to heavy dust and stuff like that. So I've had like
he's still getting a call in. He's still getting a call in. But yeah, and not only that, he didn't mention that he's also a veteran himself. He served in the military also. He's also a fellow veteran himself. He did serve in the military too. So
Yes, ma'am.
yeah, so you want to tell him what branch?
Oh, the Marine Corps.
Yes, the Marine
Wow.
Corps. Yeah. We got a lot of Marine friends out there. Shout
Yes,
out to
sir.
the Marines
Shout out to everybody who served.
definitely all those who served. It don't matter what you did. You served. You put on that uniform, signed the dot. We appreciate you for two fellow veterans. But yeah, it's real about that. I know we're about to wrap up in a few minutes, but don't forget to check out Blasted Eats, Blasted_Eats 718 on Instagram, and follow him, check him out, and try the food. And also, if you're looking into getting your health and together, and you want to lose weight or gain weight, contact Akeem Shabazz. I mean, he is a personal trainer. He will tell you the route and everything. Some training doesn't even require equipment sometimes. So
definitely not.
yes.
Like I can definitely, if you don't have equipment, because I know they're raping the game right now. On the pricing of equipment. Well, what we call the jail factor, where they improvise, with using what they can to exercise with. So if you can't afford those egg weights, don't worry. I'll show you on what to do where you can make your own egg weights or use your own body weight. Isometrics, dynamic tension. Those are all things that you can do that you can get a full-fledged workout from. Doesn't matter what body part. So you don't need equipment. You don't need per se weights. You don't need resistant bands. I can teach you how to use your own body to create the resistance that you need.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And it's working for just about everybody that I deal with, those who stick to the program anyway. You know what I mean? So
you trying to get a bigger booty, you trying to get a slimmer waist, what's that zero waist thing? That's the trend now, where you have this small of a waist and a jacket.
I find that to be a bit unreal. It doesn't look right. And I'm gonna tell you this, ladies, because I'm seeing, and I have people that's not being honest with me. If you got work done, you got shots, you got implants or whatever, it's best to be honest. But do your research too, because we can tell. Like when I see your thighs and your hips are not proportioned to your ass, I know. I ain't gotta ask you.
But they don't even have to do that.
Business. But people also gotta understand that if your body's used to carrying around a certain amount of weight, when you add weight to that, it's gonna have an effect on your knees and your ankles.
Exactly.
So be mindful of that, ladies. Like when you're doing that, don't just go to the gym till the swelling go down and you feel like the surgery is at a point where you at. Stay in the gym, because your body now gotta manage weight that it's not used to. And carrying extra weight being pregnant in your stomach and carrying extra weight on your lower extremities are two entirely different things. God blessed you with the strength in your backs. Women are more stronger in their legs naturally than men, and more stronger in their backs naturally than men, due to happen to carry around children in their womb. So when you go and you do that and you go get the donkey booty, make sure you are in the gym and you're working on your lower extremities. Do a lot of bike riding. Don't worry about doing too many squats, because that can throw off the development. People don't understand. You go get those shots, you're already doing what you want to get what you want there. So you don't have to go crazy doing squats, because your body your stronger side is going to tend to take, more to weight when you're doing a rep.
Exactly.
Especially with a squat. Even though you're going down together and you think you're going down evenly, when you're coming back up, the side of your body that's the strongest is going to take the onus of the weight.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's not going to be 50-50 weight distribution when you're coming back up on that rep. So you don't have to do many squats. You can ride the bike, hit the treadmill, you know, you
A
can
lot
do
of cardio.
other glute exercises, but stay away from the squats
Okay.
because I've explained to women after seeing one side stronger than the other because
Yeah.
people don't understand part of what goes into that saline solution is steroid treatment.
And steroid makes you gain weight also. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you doing that and you trying to go knocking them squats out, you can end up having one butt cheek bigger than the other.
Exactly.
And then you're gonna blame it on the doctor, and then you'll find out in the lawsuit that doctor done told, he's gonna say the fact that you did those squats in the gym like that could have created that. And if there's 10% of a possibility that you did something that you wasn't supposed to do, you're not gonna win the lawsuit. Doctor, they can show 90% of the evidence can lead in his direction.
Exactly.
10% factor there, then you know what I'm saying? Because inflammation and swelling causes, inflammation. Now you got me right now.
That's only you.
Inflammation can cause infection. You know what I'm saying? So when you go and you get the work done, leave the weights alone, get your cardio on, be mindful on how to hit the muscle, the area, and you'll be fine. That's the tip I'm gonna give you for free today.
Definitely. So
after that, it's gonna cost you.
I know, right? So go ahead and hit him up. For your personal trainer. He does Zoom. He can, if you're in a different state, he can Zoom you. He can give
or even FaceTime.
Or FaceTime. So he'll give you a meal plan. Along with that, he'll tell you exactly, what to eat, what not to eat, how to shop. When you're going and buying your groceries, he's also going to help you with, toning your body or building your body up. So, and he's also a fellow veteran, and he also has Blasted Eats. So if you're into infused food, he has a wide variety of stuff. Check him out, and just hit him up. Akeem Shabazz, on Instagram, also blasted_eat 718.
It's Akbaz, AKBAZZ is my personal on Instagram. I'm Akeem Shabazz on Facebook.
Okay. So follow him on Facebook, with his full name on there. But definitely support him. He's we always talk about in the Jewish community, the dollar rotates several times. So we have to definitely rotate it to small businesses and people in our community. So check it out, see what you like. Whether you want
Jewish dollar takes about a month to leave their community.
Exactly. So we learn from them. Make sure definitely, let's circulate, let's show love, let's pour into each other. And whether you want Blasted Eats or you just want to get your body right, or you can have both. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
you can have both.
Exactly. So hit them up. And also, like I said before, the two books that I'm recommending this past week was The 4 Agreements. Will definitely change your mind on how you speak and talk to people and engage with them. And always remember, not everything is about you. Don't always make assumptions, right? Okay. And then the second book, and I know me and Akeem Shabazz, this is something that all the old school cats always talked about, The Alchemist. This is this is definitely, when we used to build back in the day before, clubhouses and all this stuff. Clubhouse, this stuff we used to do back in the day. Shout out to all the Moors and everybody out there. We used to build and read these books and share knowledge and build. And
go to locations and have rallies.
Exactly.
Where we would congregate and get together and everybody share information and stories and stuff like that. Today's generation with technology, y'all are able to actually be able to do that at a greater proportion because you can reach people from all over the globe.
Exactly.
So utilize these tools. Don't just use them for entertainment.
Exactly.
Use these things to help generate income and generate community wealth. That's I just created that word, community wealth.
Go ahead and trademark it. Trademark it right there.
We need to work within each other.
Mm-hmm.
and feed off of each other.
Exactly.
Don't hold a blind mind.
Wow.
People talk about a blind eye, but there's a lot of people out here with a blind mind.
Woo.
Because we have things, you have lanes, I have lanes, and we tend not to share those lanes. And I'm not saying us per se, because we come from the era of the need to share information.
Exactly.
But a lot of times people don't really, want to interact. Oh, that's his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's his thing. That ain't my thing. It could be our thing.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Bottom line. And knowledge is meant to be shared. It's not meant to be kept and taken to the grave. So, if it's just staying in your brain, it's really not doing anything if you're not giving it. Then that's how we live on. We live on by what we teach in the world. And then they teach, and then the next generation teaches, and the next generation teaches. That's how you live on in this world. That's how your spirit stays in this world. If you out here not doing anything, not helping anybody, then you're not really you're gonna die. When your vessel dies, you die with it.
Exactly. And that's real talk. That's why I love Hakeem when he comes on, because this is the type of, we're gonna bring him on again where we're gonna talk about just knowledge itself, building and stuff like that, because I think we've lost that. You know what I'm saying? Knowing yourself. We got caught up with so much propaganda, everybody taking pictures saying, oh, they like that, living like that, trying to fake the funk. Like, be knowledge yourself. Like, you bring value to the table. Your individuality makes you special, So we're gonna definitely talk on that. I love you, man. You already
I
know.
love you too, Lush. I love your grind. You are a go-getter. I swear to God, I love you for that shit. And you ain't waiting for nobody. You ain't waiting for nothing. If you want something, you gonna go and put yourself in the best position to get it. And I love you for that. And I thank you for having me.
Oh, I thank you. It's always an honor because you're a wealth of knowledge, and I think it was important not just for the food side, but also understanding the medical side of it and the benefits of cannabis. And as we're expanding as a community and as a society, seeing the benefits and seeing how there's a growth in farming, how it's providing jobs and wealth for individuals. So just seeing all those different sides of it, I think it's important. And you're also always a wealth of knowledge every time I talk to you. So it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you for your service. I know you got to pick up your daughter. So
yes. I got to go before she called me again and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
My oldest, she's a pain in the butt.
Oh my God. Well, we love you, man. Thank you for your service. Shout out to all the service members out there. And, take your time to check out the Bridgertons, a cup of tea and a little bit of biscuits. This is your girl, Leslie Les. You just officially got stamped. Peace. Till next time.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.